Welcome to Access for Christian Producers Studio. We are located at 1408 Loveland Avenue. We use 1430 Loveland Avenue as our mailing address, but the actual studio is located at 1408 South Loveland Avenue here in Springfield, Illinois. And I just want to talk to you concerning our studio today. The songwriter wrote a song entitled, "Thank You, Jesus." I agree with the songwriter. I thank the Lord for the local studio. This southeast location makes me think about the biblical story of Jesus when he was born in a stable in Bethlehem. As Bible readers, I'm quite sure you know the story. There were many who thought that our Lord and Savior Jesus should have been born in some kind of royal mansion, some palace somewhere. But instead he was born in a stable with the horses. Now you might think, why am I making this comparison? I'm making this comparison because there are those in the city of Springfield who believe that Access for Christian Producers is located in the wrong place. They believe it should be located on the west side of Springfield. I wrote down a few thoughts because there's some things I want to share with you if you're an audience and I don't want to forget them, so I wrote them down. I say again that the studio is located on the east side. Now, is there a location gridlock here? Yes. Because there are those who believe that the studio should be located on the west side of Springfield. To be clear, there are those who think that because the studio is located on the southeast side, that it's located in an area where you just see thugs, robbers, poor people. And I take thought with that. Because I live like a block from here, from the studio. Been in my home over 30-some years, own my home. And I've had pleasant experience here on the southeast of the city of Springfield. Very pleasant experiences. Watch my children go out the door, go to college, and land on their own feet. Right here on Loveland Avenue. Public Works, just last year, came through and they fixed our streets up. We got nice brick streets. Make it look something like what you say in the movies. Nice, beautiful bricks out there. Nice, beautiful sidewalks. Public Works, working with this area of the city, and we greatly appreciate that. Our studio has a parking lot, and we greatly appreciate that. So when you come, you have plenty place to park. You don't have to worry about meters or anything like that. We are still looking to get a ramp to come into the building for the handicapped people. We haven't got that yet, but we're looking forward to one day having a ramp so that would be more accessible for the people, the handicapped people, enter our building. So I take offense with people who said that the southeast location is not a good location for our Access for Christian Producers studio. Again, I've been here for years, and I've enjoyed every minute that I have lived here on Loveland Avenue. Now we think about moving forward a little bit more. I believe the southeast location is a prime location for the community producers to come and share their raw talents and gifts. To say the location is not safe is the same to say that the Springfield City Police and the law officers are not doing their job. That's what you're actually saying. When you pit one side of the city against another side, what you're actually saying is that we do not have equality in our legal forces. You're saying in so many words that the police have one area more safer than another. And that's a downplay on the police department and the law officials here in the city. So I would think that if a person would think that the only reason they cannot come to our studio is because they don't think it's a safe location, then I think that you're really making a bad mouth statement against our local law officials. I feel just as safe here as I would if I lived in Panther Creek. For those of you who might not know the city, might be newcomers to the city, Panther Creek is one of our better areas here in the city, so to speak. And again, I feel just as safe here as if I lived in Panther Creek. And I told my daughter one time, I said, if I would come into some money, a couple of $1 million and more, my mindset is I would not move off of Loveland Avenue. I would stay right here on this side of the city. And someone said, oh yes, that's because the money is not in your hand. No, it's not that. The point is, you say what you mean and you mean what you say. And I mean that if I had that much money, I would stay right here on the east side of the city. I would not move west of the city. That's my own personal opinion. I just wanted to share that with you with these thoughts concerning our studio. Again, it is a prime location for the community producers to come and share their world talents. I believe that that's enough said about the location, our studio location. Again, we're located at 1408 South Loveland Avenue, and if you want to contact us, you can contact us by dialing this number, 217-522-2527, or you can dial 217-481-1085. So that way you can contact us. Now, the studio is open by appointments only. So if you need to talk to us or share some thoughts with us, you need to call one of the numbers I just shared with you and make an appointment. We are looking for people who don't mind sharing their raw or hidden talents or known talents. Sometimes we have people out there and they have all kinds of talents, and all they need is a little boost so that they can come forth and share those talents. Sometimes a person might have a talent and they have been just downplayed all their life for doing whatever it is they're doing. I don't care if it's yo-yo tricks, and they just kind of like, squash it. Well, this is an opportunity for you to come and bring those talents, and hopefully we can share them on cable channel 4. Now here's some examples of some of the talents we're looking to come forth. You may have a gardening skill, and you might want to give some tips on gardening, like our First Lady, Michelle Obama. She has just blown that up. And every time she's out there in the garden, it makes me feel good because that's my childhood. That was part of my childhood, working in the garden. And you might have worked some arts, cooking recipes. You might have a favorite recipe from your great-great-grandmother. You might want to come and share that with us. You might want to give us some budget or some financial tips for the home and work. And I know that should be a helping hand to whoever, because a lot of people that I work with from time to time, I've seen they get their, what we call, monthly checks. And sometime before the first week is gone, they're out of money because they need to know how to budget their funds and make it go over the whole month if they know they're only getting one check a month. So that's another thing that we would, love for a person to come forth with. Employment skills. And the list just goes on and on and on. There's no way in the world I could bring this list to an end, because it's an endless list of the talents that's out there that you could bring. Singing, poetry, all of those different talents is housed in some of our community people here. And all they need is a space and an opportunity to bring it forth. And we at XS4 Christian Producer Studio, we're trying to provide that space for you in the community. Again, we're just here to give you that safe place and safe location that you might come and present your gifts and talents. We're also giving space for, if you have a special meeting, and you just want to bring your group and sit down and have a meeting, we have office space, ample office space, so you can do that. And we would appreciate that if you would give us a call. That's an option. in our studio. Again, the number is 217-522-2527, or you can call 217-481-1085, and we can talk with you concerning the space we have here for your office meetings or your organization meetings. Now, here's food for thought. Every work starts on a small scale, and then it grows. I have never in my whole days on God's earth seen a tree grow to any height overnight. It takes time for that tree to grow, and it'll take time for this studio to flourish out and grow. You think about ABC, NBC, WGN. You think about all those national TV stations or even some of the radio stations. They didn't just blossom out overnight. It taken time for them to get their personnel in order and get everything in order so that they could just grow and make contacts and actually make the work come alive. And some go national, international. It takes time to do that. You never know where this XS4 Christian Producer Studio can land at. Again, everything that's worth having starts on a small scale. Now, when the producers, the community producers, when they realize that working, and I want you to hear what I'm saying in this statement right here. When the community producers can realize that working from one location is a better deal than doing remote taping all over the city. Now, when they realize that and come together, come to grips, and think about, oh, we're going to tape out of one place, then maybe our studio would grow a little faster than what it is growing. Now, I know some producers, they produce out of their churches, they produce out of their offices, on street corners, and the list just goes on and on and on. Now, we know and do understand that this is a personal decision of the local community producers. I mean, that's their choice. But I think it would make better sense if we could keep and hold things intact like it was when we were at UIS. When everyone came together, all the producers came together in the same common location and done their taping. It just makes better sense to do it that way. Now, I know there were some who said we would never ever get a studio when Comcast sold the station to the city of Springfield. I'm making that latter statement as if you already assumed, you already knew that. I'm assuming that you already knew, as a viewing audience, that Comcast sold TV4 to the city of Springfield. And when they sold it to the city of Springfield, that left all of the producers without a common place to come and do their taping. In other words, no studio. So we're thinking that if the community producers would consider it's a better deal to tape from one location, like it was when we was at UIS, than to just be all over the city, taping from their churches, in the corners here, over here, there, then bring it back to the pages back, so to speak, as it was at UIS. I think that would be a better deal. Now, as it stands today, every producer has to edit their own show. And then they would hand carry it to the city of Springfield. That's a little box there in the municipal building. And once you get your tape, your program taped, edited, then you take it to the municipal building and drop it in a little drop box that the city has provided, and they put it on cable for TV4 for you. Now, that sounds like a good service being provided by the city. But here's the concern. If you are a producer without any technology, proper technology, to tape and edit your show, you would probably have to pay someone to do this work for you. And that creates a problem for quite a few of the producers, and that's the reason why a lot of producers just fold it up and went and just sit down and say, well, we're not doing it anymore because we did not have this technology. So we don't have anyone to edit our show. We can't tape. And again, they just went and sat down. And the community lost. They lost. That's a loss to the community when you see certain producers doing just that. But again, we said that if the producers could see that XS4 has a studio, has a place that they can come and share their talents, then that will be, again, a better service than just going and just letting your work go completely. This is a concern. I've spoke with several producers, because my show entitled Biblical Poetry and Mission News, I do 2 shows, 2 30-minute shows on Mondays, and I've spoke with several producers, and they said they didn't want the hassle. They just didn't want to deal with having to edit their shows, find a place to tape it first of all, edit their shows, and then hand carry it to the city. They just didn't want the problem. So they just said, they just forgot it. Now we know we got newcomers, new producers coming on, but I'm talking about some of the older producers that was there when I started back in 1986, 87, thereabout. And again, the community lost in that deal. They lost. When you have producers who have brought forth good information, good talent, good resources for the city, and then they just kind of like fell through the crack hole because of the turnover of this channel from Comcast to the city of Springfield. So these thoughts I'm sharing with you today, I'm hoping that you will take them at heart and know that there are a lot of concerns out there about the location of XS4 Christian Producer Studio. And I want you to know and understand too that we are glad that the door is open, that we were able to walk into a building and say this is a studio for the city of Springfield. Now where do we go from here? As president of XX4 Christian Producers, I said we continue and move forward. I use that word with President Barack Obama in mind because he used the word forward as one of his slogans or mottos, however you want to call it. He just one single word, it's a forward. You move forward. When things look like they're just not going down the way you think they should go down, or whatever your thoughts might be, not working out the way you think it ought to be, then you just don't throw your hands up. Like I was just telling you, a tree don't grow overnight. You don't do that. You just press forth, because what's for you, you will get it, regardless of what anyone else does or says. If it's for you to have a certain whatever on the face of God's earth, it will be yours. No one else can take it. So President Barack Obama's word was forward. So we move forward from this point. We're going to go forward. And we believe that by going forth, that we are still going to be able to provide space and a building for those in the community and in nearby vicinities to come and share their talents and their gifts. When you're doing a good work, you don't have to wave a banner. I say this to my children all the time. Anytime you're doing a good work, you don't worry about taking a banner or a pen, pin it on your clothes saying I'm doing whatever. No, you just keep on working. Just keep working. And as I'm reminded, there are some words out there that tells us that every good work, every good perfect gift will bring you before great men. So anytime you're doing a good work, you don't have to worry about it. Those that needs to know about the work that you're doing, you will do it. We didn't have an open house when we opened our studio back in September 2015. We didn't do an open house, everybody come in and look at the studio and see what you have and what you don't have. We didn't do that. We just knew that we was doing that good work and that good was going to follow us. And so we just came on into the building and we're taping and we're happy for what been provided to us and thankful for all the helping hands we've gotten up to this point and know there's more to come. So again, we're here at 1408 South Loveland Avenue. Our doors are open by appointments if you want to come in and you want to tape your show. And if you want to have space for your spatial meetings, we're here. We're right here that you might come in and utilize what we have been blessed with. Access for Christian Producers is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And we are thankful that we was able to get our paperwork in order. Now, when we first started our work, we didn't have camera, tripods, we didn't have any of that. So what we done as a group, we worked together, we put our little minds together, we put our monies on the table. Yes, money is a part of it. And we was able to buy our cameras, we was able to buy the tripods, we was able to buy the big bright light. We was able to get all of that equipment in just by working together. This is the key thing. When you work together, you can accomplish a lot of things. A lot of things. I'm going about ready to close my thoughts. But I went to a convention one time. And I heard this fantastic little story. And I said, this is really a thought to hold on to. It was at a church convention. And the person that was telling the story told it in such a delightful sense. She said she lived in the country. And she didn't have water from the city. They had some kind of house that the water pipes and all that stuff was in. And one day she said she was making preparation to leave and go somewhere. And there was no water. She turned the pipe on, no water came up. So her grandson went out to the pump house, whatever kind of house that the water pipes was in, to see why the water was not coming on in the house. And when he got there, he said there was a mound of sand and dirt up around the switch what turns the water on into the house. And the ants had done that. So the thought behind sharing that with you is the one that was telling this said, now if ants can get together and build this big mound of dirt and cut off the water source in the house, what can people do if they work together? That's a pleasant thought to end this whole conversation about our studio, which is located at 1408 South Loveland Avenue here in Springfield, Illinois. Now these are some heartfelt thoughts I have about our studio. And I'm hoping that as a viewing audience you was able to hear and consider the things I was sharing with you, and that you will keep us in mind and know that we're on the wall and we're doing a good work here in the city. And again, no, we're not waving a banner through the city, letting everybody know we didn't have open house and invite this person, that person in, but we are doing a good work. You have our address, you have our telephone number, and if you want to call us up, we'll be more than willing to work with you. And I just want to tag on my final thought for you today, talking about the studio building for Access for Christian Producers. I just want you to know that we do meet at Lincoln Library every third Tuesday of the month from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's the third Tuesday of every month. Lincoln Library, third floor, the Bicentennial Conference Room. We invite you out to our meetings. We are looking for people who have a mind to work, because we figure that we are doing a great work here in the city, and we want to continue on with people that have, again, a mind to work.